Okay, I talked about my prediction earlier. I'll go through it again. JMU and Oregon. I think Oregon's going to win. I think Oregon's going to beat James Madison because I mean it's James Madison. Go Ducks. Go Ducks for that game. Like for real. James Madison has never been in the playoffs in their life. I don't think James Madison's ever been in the playoffs. Oregon's beating them. Oregon loses to JMU. They're studs. Oregon is winning. Oregon is beating James Madison. Hold on. Let's check Oregon's schedule. I mean, they're their games. First game of the year, Montana State. 59-13. Wow, that's good, dude. Good job. No, seriously. That sounded sarcastic. Alabama will lose to a team, again, that doesn't have an offense. You might be cooking there. Oregon, number 5, beat unranked Montana State 59-13. No team should get beat that bad. So that's good for y'all. That's good. But if you notice something, there is a trend here. All these teams y'all are playing are unranked. All these teams that Oregon has played are like very mid. No one talks about middle of the tier teams until you get down to Penn State and Indiana. Penn State's a good team, and y'all beat them in overtime by 6 points. That's great. Y'all pulled up right there, and y'all showed up. That's awesome. That also looks good for y'all. Clemson played no one and won natties. Y'all only beat by so y'all played a bad game against Ohio. Okay, I will say this, dude. I didn't notice this. The majority of y'all's games are like blowouts. 3 rushing yards, bad game. Who did I say y'all played a bad game against? Yeah, because they're number 23, and it's Iowa. You only beat it by 2 points. That's not a good performance. Like this, like Alabama playing Auburn. We only won by 7 points against freaking Auburn. 3 rushing yards is peak Oregon football. Okay. Anyway, Oregon's beaten James Madison. Alabama and Oklahoma. Let's talk about Alabama and Oklahoma. We lost to them during the season, okay? But look, we lost by 2 points. A freaking L. Yeah, we lost to them during the season. Only by 2 points. We played a bad game. We are a better team than Oklahoma. We just played a bad game. Okay? We pooped the bed. We folded midseason like a basket of laundry. Okay? We're beating Oklahoma in the playoffs, though. Nope and nope. Strength of schedule matters, though. Yes, it does. Strength of schedule 100% matters. Yeah, look at our schedule, bro. I mean, look at us, okay? Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma. And then we lost to Georgia. This is terrible. This right here, this is terrible. This is terrible. This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Tennessee hasn't beat a team that is bowl eligible. South Carolina, 3 wins. Okay. So, anyway, back to the prediction. Alabama's beating Oklahoma. We might just barely slip by. Tulane and Ole Miss, I'm not going to lie, I haven't watched any of these other teams play that much. But Tulane being in the playoffs is unheard of. I don't know if they've ever even been in the playoffs or not. Like, that might just be me being stupid, but the green wave, Ole Miss is beating Tulane. Can we agree on that? Can we agree on something? Miami and Texas A&M, I think Miami wins this one. You think Georgia loses to Ole Miss? Really? That's a hot take. I'm gonna look at Miami real quick. You dumb for saying that. Nah, Miami L. Really? I mean, I'm just assuming here. I don't know. They have Carson Beck, right? Miami win. Check down master. Yes, Carson Beck is a check down master. I don't know, bro. I think Miami's genuinely, well, they lost to Louisville. Hold on. Maybe. Hold on. They got beat by SMU. Ooh. Okay, so it looks like they're super inconsistent. Well, I mean, these other games are sort of blowouts, you could say. Who cares about margin of victory? It matters in college football. Are you serious? That's one thing that separates the NFL and college football is that margin of victory win. I mean, not wins. Margin of victory matters. In the NFL, it doesn't matter. You win or you lose. In college football, these guys are fighting to get into the NFL. The margin of victory matters. They beat Notre Dame by 1 point. Miami. Okay, so they both had trouble with Notre Dame, you could say. Honestly, bro, I think Notre Dame should be in the playoff in place of I don't know who. In place of, don't say in place of Bama. In place of Miami, really? I think Tulane, bro. Anyway, I still got Miami. So I have Oregon, Alabama, Ole Miss, Miami. That's my picks for that. Oregon and Texas Tech. I don't even know how good Texas Tech is this year. Let's see. Elite defense. That's a close game. You think it I mean, I haven't seen Texas Tech play this year, but I feel like it's going to be close. Texas Tech looks like they've done pretty good against their other opponents. I'm not going to lie, Austin. Only Texas Tech loss is when they didn't have their QB. Are they? They only have one loss? Dude, they blew out these teams. Oh my gosh. They blew out BYU twice, man. Oregon will struggle, but I think Big O comes out on top. Okay. Yeah, valid. I I do too because Texas Tech is good, but Oregon does know how to bring some heat, and Dan Lanning is one of the best coaches in college football. I love Dan Lanning. Everybody loves Dan Lanning. Okay, he's a great guy, good Christian man. I think Oregon beats. Well, yeah. I think Oregon beats Texas Tech. I think it's gonna be close. It's gonna be a very good game. Now, Alabama and Indiana. Let me say this, bro. Okay, I did not expect Indiana to be number one this year. That is so out of left field. Never this year in college football did I think that the freaking Hoosiers, however you say it, would be number one. That was not. I did not expect that to happen this year. That wasn't on my 2025 bingo card for Indiana to be the final boss. Oh my! Austin said Alabama. Oh wait, they lose to Oklahoma first round. As much as I want Alabama to win against Indiana, I think Indiana beats us. Bro, they went 11-1 last year. Oh. Can you tell that I don't pay attention? Perchance. Like, ranked number one is just something. He said yes. Look, I don't expect them. Indiana next to number one just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't feel like I've ever seen that in my life. Bama, Indy hasn't played anyone but Ohio State and Oregon. Who cares? They killed everyone. All right, as much as I want Alabama to win this game against Indiana, if we even make it past Oklahoma, I don't think we do. As much as I want this right here, I'm pointing in real life. As much as I want Oregon and Alabama to be right here in the Final Four, I don't think it's going to happen. I would love for it to. I think Oregon's going to be here, and I think Indiana's going to be here. I think Indiana beats Alabama. And if Oklahoma makes it, Indiana also beats Oklahoma. That's my prediction. Ole Miss and Georgia. I think Georgia takes that. Georgia's a good team. As much as I hate to say it, Georgia's kind of a rival to us, but I do respect Georgia. Like I think they have good defense. Their offense is they just run screens, but it's good and it works, and we couldn't stop it, obviously. So unless they just prepared a super game against Alabama, and they're not actually that good, I think Georgia wins. I think Miami beats Texas A&M. I think Ohio State beats Miami, or Texas A&M. I mean, Ohio State beats but either of those teams. Stockton is 50 years old and ugly. Wesley comments about football. It's like nails to a chalkboard. Says a Ducks fan. I mean, I like Oregon. I respect Oregon. I think Oregon's cool. Anyway, back to this. I think Ohio State beats either of those teams that it goes against. I think it's going to be Miami, and I think Ohio State beats them. And I think Georgia beats Ole Miss. So I have Oregon, Indiana, Georgia, and Ohio State. Oregon and Indiana. Yeah, it could be Texas Tech and Indiana, which I don't know, dude. I don't know. Honestly, Fernando Mendoza is my Heisman. Who am I kidding? We will lose to JMU. Oregon can be humble because they never won. Wow. JMU and Tulane for the Natty. Oregon and Texas Tech, arguably, not counting LSU, has some of the best uniforms in college football. LSU unis suck. Well, maybe not their uniforms specifically, but like just their colors and the aura they have with their drip. LSU has some kind of aura to it that I can't explain. LSU just has aura. Okay. Okay. Speaking about LSU and aura, now that they have Lane Kiffin, bro, their aura has just times 1,000. Not gonna lie. The double ... Okay. Lane Kiffin and LSU is very scary to me. I think they're going to run the SEC. I'm not going to lie. Next year. Or in the next couple of years. Rizmaster Kiffin. Yeah. Diddy Kiffin. All right. This happens every time someone gets Lane Kiffin as their coach. They're like, this is our guy. Like this is going to be great. He's our hero. Everybody thinks like he's meant for us. This is what's meant for us. But Lane Kiffin was obviously going to go to Alabama. That's why he held out. Why do you think he held out till after the Bama game? Maybe he was just waiting to make his decision. No, he knew where he wanted to go. He was waiting for Auburn to lock in and beat Bama so that Kalen DeBoer would get fired so he could go to Alabama. If you don't believe that, you're stupid. If you don't believe that, you need to go watch hockey. Like now that Lane Kiffin officially left Ole Miss to LSU, they're in the playoffs, which is crazy for him to do. That's kind of disrespectful, low key. Diddy Kiffin moving. But, like, who's going to coach Ole Miss? They was never getting rid of Bama coach. Bro, if we lost to Auburn, DeBoer would have been fired. And Lane Kiffin was going to take that job. Like that. That's why he waited. No, Penn State was looking at DeBoer. You see, that too. I mean, even if Penn State was looking at him, lost to Auburn, Alabama would have been like, okay, fine, Penn State, you can have him. Then we would have taken Lane Kiffin, who was 3-0 against Lanning, 2-0 to Kirby, and Steven Sarkisian. I'm not saying Kalen DeBoer's a bad coach. Dude, I don't think Kalen DeBoer's a bad coach, okay? I think Lane Kiffin's better than him. I'll say that. I think Lane Kiffin's a better coach. All Bama fans do. No, we don't, bro. The Bama fans you're talking about are Facebook moms. It's Facebook moms. But yes, I do believe Lane Kiffin is a better coach than DeBoer. He took Washington to the Natties. True, he did. He's a good coach. Lane Kiffin's better. In my opinion. Lane never done that. Yeah, he's probably too busy texting the girls at the college. Trying to get into sorority parties. Diddy Kiffin. Ohio State beats Miami. Georgia and Ohio State. Georgia beats Ohio State. Indiana goes there. Oregon's there. Indiana beats Ohio State. Indiana, Georgia. Georgia wins. That's my final prediction. I think Georgia takes the Natty this year. Call me crazy. Kirby Smart is a good coach. As much as I hate him, I can respect the grind. Wesley said, "You." Anyway, at the end of the day, okay, Alabama's always going to be public enemy number one. I would say it's because of us, because of our team is good. I would love to say that, and our team is good, but that's not the reason that we're hated. We're hated because of most of our fans. Most of our fans just hate every other team. They don't respect them, and most of us are spoiled. Yes, 6 years with Bama not winning, we are in great times. Hater. Yeah, enjoy it while it lasts, bud. Don't worry. I have no more faith in Bama, says Wesley. Wesley's one of those spoiled fans I was talking about. I'm just kidding. And football IQ 0 Bama fans for this year. It's over, LOL. It is not over, okay? Yes, he is. Oh, my God. All right. But that's why we're hated. You know, that's why everybody hates Bama. That's why we're public enemy number one. Because, not because we're a good team, not because we beat everybody we play, but because of our dumb fans. That's just simple, plain as day. That's what it is, unfortunately. So, if anything, to the moms out there, because I know I got a bunch of moms watching this right now, high-value target, quit posting on Facebook about Alabama. Monday morning quarterback, you know, like I love my team of Alabama. I'm confident in them when I need to be confident. I think I just know when to accept that we're not as good as we once was. It's time to lock in and learn how to be a real sports fan. Because I won't be shy to admit, I don't really know how to be a real sports fan. The only team I've actually ever fully supported, and one team only in a thing, has been Alabama college football. And it's been easy to do because we've always won. You know, it's been easy to do because of that. But now that we're not always winning, you know, I got to learn what it's like to be a real fan. I grew up in the Nick Saban era. But at the same time, we're in the playoffs. I hope we do well. Do I think we're going to win all the way? No, I don't. But I hope we do. Bro, I watched the Mike Shula era of Alabama. True. Wesley did. All right, anyway, I'm done doing that. Good segment, guys. That was fun.